Hi everyone, thanks for taking the time to join us today. Welcome to our Stage 300 ERP add-ons webinar on Intercompany Utilities, ToolPac, PDC Security. This webinar will be presented to you by our product manager, Lucina Sarkisyan. My name is SYSTRONICS and I'm the marketing coordinator at SYSTRONICS. There are a few housekeeping topics I would like to bring to everyone's attention. The webinar is expected to last for 45 minutes. Your microphones will remain muted during the webinar. Please feel free to submit questions during the webinar in the chat box available on the GoToWebinar panel that appears on the right-hand side of your screen. At the end of the webinar, we will have a questions and answers session. Please raise your hand by clicking the hand icon on the GoToWebinar panel so that we unmute your microphone. Connection may be lost during the presentation, or voice and image may go out of sync due to connection issues. Please notify me immediately by posting a message on the GoToWebinar panel and I'll try helping you with the issue. You can send an email to marketing@systronics.com anytime during or after the webinar to notify us of any issues or to request additional information. Our social media pages at LinkedIn and Facebook are also available for your queries. Our Twitter page will remain live during and after the webinar for half an hour, so please feel free to type your inquiries there too. We hope you will enjoy the presentation and will find our Stage 300 ERP add-ons webinar useful. Thank you, Lucina.
Hi everyone, I would also like to welcome you to our webinar. I would like to start it with Intercompany Utilities. Intercompany Utilities helps you with intercompany trade, consolidating receivables and payables reports throughout multiple companies, creating master data in multiple companies and more. This is a modular product and each submodule can be purchased separately. Let me tell you what you can do using these various submodules of the application. Trade automation. Intercompany utilities can help you with automatic trade between the companies if one of your company is buying from another one. When a purchase order is created in the company which is buying, a sale order is created in the selling company. Let's see how this works. I'm in RG Limited and I will create an intercompany purchase order. This is a regular purchase order created in the PO module just for an intercompany vendor. We will be buying desk lamps, five desk lamps with a cost of 20. When this purchase order is posted in the RG Limited, I will get a notification that there is a sale order automatically created in the other company. In my case, it is the RG Incorporated. Let's log into RG Incorporated and see that sale order. Now in RG Incorporated, in Order Entry module, I will see the sale order for 5 desktop lamps with $20 each. Now when this sale order is shipped, a corresponding receipt, PO receipt, will be created in RG Limited. But I have configured my application in a way that the receipt is not created automatically, but it requires an approval. In RG Limited, now the user should go to Intercompany Utilities Approval Console. And if he has a required right, he will be able to approve it. Before approval, maybe he will want to check what is going to be created. And again, if he has the acquired rights, he will be able to see that, okay, in RG Incorporated there is the shipment created, and based on this shipment, a receipt will be created in my company. Just the proofs and process. Now the receipt has been created in RG Limited. Let's view the receipt. Receipt 81. And the final step is creating an invoice. Invoices work bi-directional. You can create an invoice in buying company, it will create an invoice in selling company, or if you create it in selling company, it will create it in buying company. Let's create an invoice in RG Incorporated based on our shipment. And when the invoice is posted, invoice 62, the same invoice will be created in RG Limited. Let's check it. Submodule I would want to talk about is Consolidated Reports. This application allows generating consolidated accounts payable and accounts receivable reports. Let's log into Consolidated Reports company. I will show you an example on customer reports, but the vendor reports are the exact replica of it. So let's take the aged receivables. This is very similar to standard aged receivables report with some variances. And I will select that I want this report to be printed for both RG Incorporated and RG Limited. Let's print it. And now you can see for the same customer, Bargain Mart San Diego, I will have two sections here. One part is from RG Incorporated and another part is for RG Limited. And I will see that this customer owes me in RG Incorporated 1,695 and in RG Limited 7,269, and the total in all my companies, the customer owes me 8,965. The next report available in the application is customer transactions by company. This one just prints the transactions and it identifies for which company it is, like a matrix. So I can see here that this document is for the limited company and this particular document is for the incorporated company. And at the end, for each customer, I will have what is their total for the incorporated, what is their total for the limited, and what is their total for the customer. And as already mentioned, the same reports are available for vendors. We have the aged payables and vendor transaction by company reports. Now let me tell you about the GL distribution submodule. Intercompany Utilities creates GL distributions similar to Sage 300 ERP GL allocations. However, it is for various companies, and the distributions can be based not only on fixed percentages but also on the number of employees, the transaction numbers, and balance of destination accounts. This much about GL distributions module. Let's move to the next module. Item transfers. Intercompany Utilities allows you to do intercompany inventory transfers without buying and selling transactions. So it creates IC adjustments in the transfer from and to companies, increasing the item quantities and cost in the to company and decreasing them in the from company. And last but not least, synchronization modules. Using the synchronization modules, you can create GL accounts, AR customers, AP vendors, and IC items in different companies automatically. Let me show you this on the example of the vendor synchronization submodule. I will create a new vendor in RG Limited using the submodule. So I'm just going to create vendor 1404. Okay. Let's just create the vendor. Once the vendor is added, I can choose where else I want to create the same vendor. I will choose this time to create it in RG Comp and in RG Incorporated. Now when I open the RG Incorporated, you will see that the vendor has been created here as well. I can also choose to create a range of vendors using the vendor synchronization wizard. The same way you can create GL accounts, AR customers, and IC items. Now, I would like to introduce you to ToolPac subledger reconciliation toolsets. ToolPac is a diagnostic tool which allows you to identify discrepancies between GL and subledgers. It consists of toolset, and each toolset allows you to reconcile different control accounts. Currently, you can reconcile payables clearing account net changes between PO and GL using the PO toolset, shipment clearing account net changes between OE and GL using the OE toolset, accounts receivable control account net changes between AR and GL using the AR toolset, accounts payable control account net changes between AP and GL using the AP toolset, and inventory control account net changes between IC and GL using the IC toolset. You can subscribe to each toolset separately. ToolPac is an external application and is launched from the start program SYSTRONICS ToolPac. Alternatively, you can create a shortcut for it on the desktop and start the program from this shortcut. Let's start our demo with PO toolset. Each toolset consists of several tools. The PO toolset has the following tools. PO receipt status. This is an inquiry tool with a corresponding report which allows you to identify the receipts for which you haven't received invoices yet. This tool does not work across different modules. It just compares the PO receipts and PO invoices. We can see here that I have two receipts for which I haven't received invoices, or I haven't received fully the invoices. They are not completed yet. PO return status. This is an inquiry tool with a corresponding report which allows you to easily identify the returns for which you haven't received credit notes yet. So in my company, I have only one return for which I haven't received any credit notes yet. Next tool is the payables clearing account net changes. This tool allows you to easily identify whether you have any period where there is a mismatch between GL and purchase order. The lines highlighted with red are the periods for which I have a mismatch. Let's go to one of the periods and see what is the issue. For this, I will use the Payables Clearing Account Reconciliation tool. If you have a mismatch in any period, this tool allows you to identify transactions that are causing the mismatch. It should be noted that ToolPac is not fixing any mismatch automatically. This should be done by the users. Let's see which are the transactions which are causing my mismatch in this period. The tool consists of 3 parts. On the top left part are the transactions which are coming from subledger. On the top right are the matched GL transactions, and on the bottom there are the GL transactions which don't have a match in subledger. Now I can see that there are 3 transactions in the subledgers which don't have a match in GL, and there are many transactions in GL which are not coming from the right subledgers. Let's say I did some investigation and I found out that this $55 is actually for this transaction. So I will just drag and drop it to do a manual reconciliation. And you will probably notice that the color of the line changed to blue. This is because even though I said that this is a match, the system knows that it's not a real match because you are matching 50 with 55, and it shows you that there is a group variance of $5. And the final tool available in the application is PO and AP invoice reconciliation. This tool allows you to quickly identify whether there is any mismatch between PO invoices and accounts payable invoices. As you can see, in my case there is a mismatch, and even though the invoice number is the same, the application considers that there is a mismatch because the amounts are not the same. Probably somebody modified the amount before posting it. OE toolsets is very similar to the PO toolset. It has the shipment status, which allows you to identify what are the shipments which have not been invoiced yet. Shipment clearing account net changes allows you to identify if the clearing account matches the GL. If it is not matching, shipment clearing account reconciliation tool allows you to identify which are the transactions causing the mismatch. And OE and AR invoice reconciliation allows you to identify whether all transactions in OE have been correctly posted in AR. Now let me show you the AP toolset. AP toolset consists of only 2 tools: Payables Control Account Net Changes. This tool allows you to easily identify the periods for which you have a mismatch between GL and AP. So I just have one period. And the next tool, Payables Control Account Reconciliation. If you have a mismatch in any period, this tool allows you to identify transactions that are causing the mismatch. It should be noted that ToolPac is not fixing this mismatch. It should be done by the user. So in this case, again, I have 2 accounts payable transactions which I don't have much in GL, and I have 1 transaction in GL which is not matched with the subledger transaction, most likely because something has been changed in general ledger. The AR toolset is very similar to the AP toolset. It has the same 2 tools. And last but not least, the IC toolset. This toolset consists of 3 tools. Location detail verification tool allows you to identify whether the data in your details tables are matching with the data in your header summary table, IC log table. So it shows the data in the location and the data in the valuation table, and if there is a variance, it displays the variance. The other two are similar to the other tool sets. Inventory control account net change, which identifies what is the total posted to the inventory control account as per GL and as per the inventory control account module. And the inventory control account reconciliation, if there is a mismatch in any period, this tool allows you to identify which are the transactions causing the mismatch. So this much about ToolPac module. Now let's move to the next application which we wanted to demonstrate today. It is PDC Security. Okay. PDC Security helps you to prevent unauthorized access to specific contracts. It can be used to prevent users from entering transactions for the contract that they are not involved in, or view sensitive information about such contracts. You can also use the application to help users in finding data they work with more efficiently as they see less unnecessary data. Well, how does PDC Security work? The authorization is based on the first segment defined in PDC options. The first segment in PDC options is sector. So in this company, the authorization will be by sector. You assign the segment values for which the user is authorized on the user PDC authorization screen. For example, I have 3 users. My admin can work with all segments. User 120 can work with 120 segment only, and user 220 can work with 220 segment only. Now let's log into Sage 300 ERP with other users as well. Let's open 2 more instances as I already have admin. So I'll open one instance for user 120 and another instance for user 220. So I have 3 instances open, each one with a different user. Now let's see what each user can do. Let's first see what admin can do in PDC project and job costing. Let's go to project and job costing contract maintenance screen. Admin can see here 5 contracts, 3 from 120 sector and 2 from 220 sector. When the same screen is opened by the user 120, he will be able to see only 3 contracts belonging to his sector. And when the same screen is opened by the user 220, he will be able to see only 2 contracts belonging to his sector. PDC Security controls not only the access to the PDC contract maintenance screen, but to other transactions as well. Let me show you some of them. When user 120 creates a purchase order, only the contract in his segment 120 are available here. And if the user 220 creates a purchase order, only the contracts in his sector are available. Moreover, if the user tries to enter a contract number which is not in his sector, he will be rejected. Similarly, PDC Security controls invoices in accounts payable and receivable modules. Let's create an AP invoice in our company logged in by user 120. So I'm creating batch 62 and I'm just entering the job related invoice. You can see that only the contracts in sector 120 are available for this user. Let's create and save this invoice. So this is batch 62. When user 220 opens the batch list, batch 62 is not there, as he is not authorized to see any of its entries. We support the following modules: project and job costing, purchase order, accounts payable, and accounts receivable. You can find the list of all supported transactions, including the list of limitations, in the PDC Security user guide. PDC Security not only controls access to transactions, but also restricts the user access to contract information via reports. The current version supports 7 reports in the PDC module. I'd like to demonstrate this to you by printing the contract summary report for all 3 users. Let's first print the report for admin who has access to all contracts. You can see that there are 5 contracts printed. Now let's print the same report with the user who has access only to sector 120. We didn't change the selection criteria, but there are only 3 contracts on this report, and the same report with the same selection criteria will show only 2 contracts. I would also like to mention that only PDC reports supported by PDC Security are visible in the PDC Reports folder. The reports that are not supported in the current version are hidden, so the user does not access unauthorized information. These reports are hidden using the customization directories functionality of Sage 300 ERP. Please refer to the PDC Security user guide for more information about the reports, including the limitations. This is all I wanted to tell you about our 3 applications. Thank you.